Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers, and this morning I'm looking at a book from Butterworths LexisNexis. It's one that I think will be very useful for both solicitors and barristers involved in land law. It's called Practical Guide to Land Registry Adjudication, and it's written by two people, Simon Brilliant and Michell. The title we've given the book in the web and various other places is Appearing Before the Adjudicator to the Land Registry. This book explains the practice and procedure. Now this is the book here. Front cover, spine, then there's a little bit about the book on the back. Nice bit of English countryside being shown. The book itself has a very good index which is at the back, as you can see there. You've also got at the front the usual stuff, an excellent preface which sets out what the two authors, adjudicators, are trying to do, and something you should read, which is the main foreword from Edward Cousins, which I think is extremely helpful, and also Lord Newburgh has put his two penneth in, and it's always a privilege to read what he has to say. Very helpful indeed. The book itself is structured in the normal way, where you've got paragraph numbering at the sides, which you can see in the various chapters, and then about halfway through the book here you've then got the appendices, and there are a lot of them. Obviously it starts with the Land Registration Act itself, and then it goes through a whole series of things such as forms and precedents, really everything you need to know when you're involved in this sort of matter, dealing with conducting hearings, applications to change, and various other things. Anyway, let me just explain a little bit about what we think of this book. The book's been written, as I say, by Simon Brilliant and Michell, and they're both two deputy adjudicators, specialists in property law and having a wealth of experience. So the book speaks with authority on the role of and the conduct of hearings before the adjudicator to the Land Registry. So whether you're a practitioner or a litigant, here in one convenient and authoritative volume is the timely, clear and accessible advice you need on every pertinent aspect of land registry adjudication, including powers, practice and procedure. Something we really haven't had before, so I'm very grateful to have it today. As Lord Newburgh says in the foreword, the Adjudicator to HM Land Registry is a relatively new post created by the Land Registration Act 2002, and that's the first appendix in the book. The deputy adjudicators, of which there are now 30 under Edward Cousins, who's given the main foreword, decide cases which relate, for instance, to such land ownership issues as boundaries, rights of way, adverse possession and so forth. A big area for us in this modern era where there are so many disputes. And as these issues often involve small properties, the authors have aimed to produce a guide which is not only authoritative but simple and clear enough for lay people, and it's not too expensive either. If you're a litigant, however, this book is distinguished as an invaluable source of information and advice on this complex subject. Up to now, as the authors point out, there's not been any single practical work in which practitioners and lay parties can find guidance. I certainly know that from my own practice, where I've tried to find out how the system works and found there was very little in the libraries. It's a significant first edition. I know that there are other publishers producing similar types of publication, but I think this is a very useful one for us. It's interesting to note that in the chapter on network access agreement appeals, it was proposed in 2011 to put the development of an e-transfer system on hold for the immediate future until the return of a healthier financial climate. Well, we said, controversial attitude to say the least, but we've been here before. This happened in the 1980s. I remember having various discussions with people at the time about this, and it was quite clear that there was never going to be this sort of money available for proper computerization and proper structures. I hope one day we will get it. It's going to have to come, and it'll be our modern form, if you like, of the Doomsday Book. Let me just conclude by saying that the book is logically structured throughout, and it offers a detailed table of contents plus the index, which I've shown you. I think you will find your way around it very easily indeed. There are useful forms and precedents as well. So if you're facing a land registry adjudication hearing, perusing this book beforehand, in our view, will certainly tell you what to expect. And the authors have intended to state the law as at the last day of December in 2011. So can I thank all involved, the two authors and Butterworths, for an excellent contribution to what we do in practice. Thank you. Bye-bye.